Hello and welcome to Knights at the Game Table. I'm Adam, and tonight we've got an extra special battle report for you as we're going to be playing the brand new game of Apocalypse at our office in Texas, where Eve's Necrons will be trying to exterminate Ryan Christian's Tyranids. It's living robots versus hulking biomass. Who's gonna win? Watch the episode and find out. And don't forget, you can be entered into our monthly draw to win a star collecting box of your choice by simply sharing this video and commenting down below. So while you're working on that, we'll get the game started.
I'm bringing my Necrons, obviously, the fight. So I have 3 big titans I'm going to bust out today. I'm super excited. One of them is the Catan and Tesseract Vault. The other one is the Ghost Pylon. And the third one is the new Seraptek. Super excited about that. Plus, I'm bringing my usual detachments, which will be the fast detachments of 2 squads of Tomb Blades, 6 each, and a squad of 6 destroyers with some heavy destroyers mixed up there. I'm also bringing 3 units of Immortals, plus commanders for each. One of them will be Cryptek, one of them will be just regular Overlord, as well as Catan the Deceiver.
Today I am bringing the infamous Hierophant, which is one of the deadliest bio-titans in the game. I'm also bringing 2 Trigons and a Trigon Prime. I'm bringing a Flyrant and a unit of 15 Gene Stealers.
Well, my deployment for this game, I actually prefer deploying more aggressively. So I'm gonna be somewhere near cover, but prepared to just sneak out of there and kick his ass.
Most of my units are deep strikers, so they will be not starting on the board right off the back in this setup, and they'll be dropping in on top of the Necrons' heads to, get a little munchy time in.
My advantages against Ryan is the fact that I have more units and more leaders, so I will be drawing some good, command cards.
My biggest advantage against the Necrons is flat out the Hierophant. Hierophant is one of the strongest units that you will ever see hit the table.
Well, the scariest thing that Ryan brought in is going to be his Bio-Titan. I played that unit quite a few times before in the past, and it is brutal.
The fact that the sheer number of models that she has to control the board, to get into cover, and me having to root her out of those holes.
Well, I cannot wait to exterminate these nasty bugs from my personal home planet.
Eve, you are the queen of the Necrons, but I am the hive mind, and I am the king of the Xenos.
In today's Apocalypse mission, we are playing to kill more units than the other opponents. Each battle round, a player will score a point if they killed more units in a single round than the opposing player. Since Ryan deployed first, he will seize initiative on a D12 instead of a D6. Ryan got the first turn initiative with a 6 to Eve's 2. For round 1 command assets, Ryan generated Bio Barrage, which allows his Hierophant to hit harder in ranged combat, Endless Swarm, which allows a light unit to return to the battlefield, and Psychic Scream, which allows Ryan to use his Hive Tyrant to deal some extra blast markers. For Eve's round 1 assets, she generated Antimatter Meteor, which allows a Catan unit to lay down a bunch of extra blast markers, Cosmic Fire, which also allows for some extra blast markers, and Go to Ground, which allows an infantry unit to double their saving throws. In Apocalypse, instead of taking turns, each player alternates choosing a detachment to activate. Those detachments then carry out their turn's actions like moving and shooting, and damage dealt from these actions is marked on the units as blast markers, which will determine the number of saves needed later on. This is because all saves for damage are taken after every single detachment has been activated, meaning that every single one of your units gets the chance to fight, unlike in regular Warhammer 40,000.
So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use Psychic Scream from him, 24 inches. I'm going to target this, which is in range, range, and range, all 3 of your Titans. And what I do is I roll a d12 for each one of them, and if I get greater than or equal to their leadership, then they're going to put 1 blast marker on them.
Okay.
All right, so we'll go with Tesseract.
That is...
Those 3, yeah.
8.
8. 5 did not do anything. Ghost Pylon.
8 as well.
Nothing.
And 8 for the
Cryptek.
spider, yeah.
Yes. So it gets 1 blast
1
marker.
blast.
So then we're going to do assaults from that Trigon Prime into the Tomb Blades. So he gets 3 attacks at weapon skill 3 up. 3 hits, and then I roll to see if I damage. Since it's against a sap, it's 5 up on d12s. And so 2 blast markers, so that's 1 large.
1 large. Okay. Double blast there on that.
Then we're going to do the same thing on the red unit of Tomb Blades. Need 3 ups. It's 2 hits, and I need 5 ups. And that's 1 large blast marker on the red unit.
Another large blast markers on my 2 blades.
The Trigon Prime is going to attack the red unit as well.
Okay.
With 3 attacks, add 3 up. And 2 hits, and now I need 5 ups. Second large blast
Another
marker.
large blast. Another on the red squad, right?
Yes, ma'am. And then the Hive Tyrant is going to shoot the heavy venom cannon at the Seraptek heavy. So it gets 1 shot, hitting on a 3 up.
I bet he's gonna miss though. Come on.
Nope, he hits. And he needs a 4 up.
Oh, that's just cheating. There.
So it's just 1 single small
1?
blast marker.
Okay. Another small blast on this Seraptek spider.
Yep, then I have the Gene Stealers, and that's it. Since I have a unit of 15, I get 4 attacks times 2, so I get 8 attacks. 4 attacks into this unit, and
Okay.
4 attacks into that Lord. 3 ups to hit
Sounds good.
on the Immortals. And they all hit. And so I need, against a sap, it's a 6 up. And there's 3 of them. So
Right.
a large and a small. And then I have 4 attacks on your Lord over there,
Yep.
the Cryptek. 2 hits. And 6 ups. 2, that's 1 large blast marker.
Oh, goodness.
It is now your turn.
It's my turn now. I'm going to activate my Titanic unit. Not the ship, just the unit. It's not gonna sink, guys. And I'm gonna use Catan powers first. First, I'm gonna do Cosmic Fire, and it's gonna be within 9 inches. Units within 9 inches. Should be this one and that one. 2 units, I need to roll d6, and I'm gonna add +1 because it's inside the Tesseract Vault. And on the 4 up, you get 1 blast markers next to the unit that roll 4. So I'm gonna start with Gene Stealers.
Okay.
So I will need 3 up because it's inside the Tesseract Vault. Booyah, you get 1, and then the other one will be sneak
Trigon.
looking one. Boom, you get another one. And then I'm gonna activate another of my command assets. It's gonna be Antimatter Meteor. And it's gonna attack the closest unit, and I think it's this one, yeah. It's gonna be used by the Catan chart, which is Titanic. It's gonna roll d12 instead of d6. And the amount of damage will depend on the result. So let's see. 1 blast marker. So now I'm going to shoot. And I'm gonna start with the Ghost Pylon first. To shoot with me d6. It's gonna be shooting at your Biotitan, of course. And it's 1 attack, hitting on 2s. Boom, hits, and anti-tank will be hurting on 3s.
Ooh.
Boom, hurts, and it's destroyer. So I'm gonna
So it
take
gets
a
a
large
large.
blast on your Titan. Next, I'm gonna use my Seraptek Heavy Construct, and I'm gonna aim at that thing as well.
Okay.
At the Biotitan. It has 2 guns, so this one has a 2. So I'm gonna fire first with Synaptic Obliterator. I have up 2 of those, so gonna be 2 shots hitting on 3s. Both hit. For your Biotitan, it's gonna be wounding you on 4th. 1 wound, but it's a large blaster. And then it's gonna fire its projectile projector at this squad of Gene Stealers. Yes. 2 shots hitting on 3s, 1 hit, and then for the infantry, it's gonna hurt on 6. 1 blast.
Okay, so 1 small.
And then I'm gonna do the Tesseract Vault. So I'm gonna use the Catan powers on your Fireman first.
Yep.
Hitting on 3s, both hit, and hurting you on 5s. It's gonna be a big blast. And then Tesla attack on him as well, hitting on 3s, both missed. Oh, I am so sorry. I did not move because I select the assault unit, so I actually get +1 to hit. So both of this
Okay.
hit on 8. Boom, both hurt. So 1 large blast again because it's 2 shots there. And that is it for my detachments. Now it's your detachment turn.
All right, so we're going to come back over here to the Hierophant Biotitan. And he has 2 dire bio cannons that can shoot. And he is going to fire into the Seraptek over here. And we are going to use bio barrage. So I roll D12s to hit instead of D6s.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And he hits on a 3 up. And everything hits. And to wound is a 4 up.
It's silent roll.
4 large blast markers.
4 large.
All right.
Alright, that's a detachment.
That is the only thing it can fire because there's nothing within 8 inches to use its bioplasma torrent.
Okay.
So that is it.
Alright, I'm gonna activate my fast detachment, and I'm allowed to move with them and shoot. So I'm just gonna move them back over here. Alright, guys, let's shoot it up there. So I move them. So I'm gonna activate and shoot. And I'm gonna fire with a unit of Tomb Blades, and they're gonna aim at your wounded Trigon there. They are within rapid fire range, so they're gonna double their attacks. I have 6 models, normally I'll get 2 attacks, but I'm gonna get 4, hitting on 3s. Alright, 3 hits,
Okay.
and wounding on
For anti-tank.
8. Yeah. 1 wound. How many wounds does he have normally?
The Trigons have 3 wounds.
He has 2, right? Okay. So the other unit is going to shoot at him as well. Same kind of deal, hitting on 3s, wounding on 8s. 2 more blasts, so 1 large blast for them.
On the same guy?
Right, now getting to destroyers, they are going to fire at the other Trigon. So my unit of destroyers has 6 models, and 2 of them are heavy.
Yep.
So in that case, I'm gonna get 2 attacks with regular ghost cannons and 2 attacks with heavy ghost cannon because
Okay.
I'm heavy destroyer. So let's roll the regular ghost cannon first. So 2 attacks hitting on 3s, and I do re-roll hit rolls of 1 for this
Okay.
unit.
6,
Oh,
6.
that's 2. Goodness. So frustrating. All right. Wounding on 7th.
Okay.
For you. Doesn't wound.
All right.
Wah, wah, wah. All right. Then other destroyers, heavy, gonna do 2 attacks. Thank God I reroll once.
Yeah.
Boom,
Boom,
attacked.
got it. Okay.
Yep, and then hurting you on 5s. Oh,
2. Oh.
goodness, that's a bummer. All right, that is it for my fast detachments. Are you done with your
Yes.
turn? So I'm going to activate my
Last
infantry
detachment?
unit. Yep.
Okay.
Using this unit a little bit backwards because apparently I got hacked and I can live the close combat, but I also can't really get anything to shoot because all of this is out of range. The only unit is around is those Gene Stealers. So I'm gonna use them to, punch them with some metal fist there. So we'll see. I'm gonna activate the Katan first, and it's gonna use his Starghost fists to punch the crap out of these Gene Stealers. So he's hurting you on 2s. Got it. And the to hit will be 6 up. 1.
1 blast marker.
Regular, yeah, 1
So
regular blast of
the
them.
other one goes to a large.
Then I'm gonna use my Overlords to use my, melee weapon stuff you. Oh, it's 1 to roll 1, and he hits and hurts you an 8 up. Does, yes, another blast for you as well. So all of the other immortals, I'm gonna get to reroll 1 to attack.
Okay.
5 models, you get 1 attack per unit. I'm gonna roll them all together just because
Okay.
there's
No,
one.
let's go on to the same
Yeah,
unit,
there's 1 unit. All right, so 3 ups, but we're rolling once. All right, let's see. Come on, guys. Boom, all hit. Nice.
That
Woo.
Overlord paid off.
Thank God. Yeah, I knew I was gonna take this word too. All right, and I'm going to hurt you on 7 ups. 1 more marker, blast marker. on this.
So now we're going to go to the damage phase. For the saves, anything that has a large blast marker, we're going to be rolling a d6 for the save. Anything that has a small blast marker, we're going to be rolling a d12. I'm going to start off with my Hierophant here. He has 2 large blast markers. So I have 2 saves on d6s. His save is a 3 up. Makes 1 save, missed 1. All right, so I made 1 save, I missed 1, so I'm going to put 1 wound marker on my Hierophant over here. Gonna go to my Hive Tyrant. He has 2 large blast markers on, or damage markers on him. So he needs to roll 2d6, and both of them have to be 5 ups. They both missed, so he's gonna have 2 wound markers on him. Trigon right here has 2 large blast markers, so he saves on a 6. And does not make either one, so he gets 2 wound markers. Then I have over here my Gene Stealers. They have 3 large blast markers on them, so their saves are 9 ups. Because of that, I cannot actually make the save on a d6, so they'll take immediately, going to take 3 wounds on that unit.
How many wounds do you have left?
That unit has a total of 3 wounds, so it'll end up wiping the unit here when we remove everything off. All right, that's all of my saves and or wounds. We'll remove units after we're done saving on both sides.
All right.
Your turn.
My turn. I'm gonna first and foremost try to save my Seraptek because it took some damage there.
Okay.
But I will be able to re-roll all the failed saves, and the 6 up I will be able to ignore that. It's 5 up save.
Okay.
So,
1 6.
So it took 4 wounds, not
4
8
wounds.
infantry. All right, so I'm gonna roll 4 Tomb Blades. I'm gonna roll for the squad of red, which took 2 large blasts.
Okay.
So it's d6, and it's going to be, their save is 7 up.
So it cannot make that save, so it only has the feel no pain.
Yeah, but I got 6 up, so let's,
Yep.
come on, no. All right, so 2 wounds on the Tomb Blades, and that will be a squad. And then I'm gonna make another save roll on the other Tomb Blades,
Okay.
which I can't because it's 7 up, and I need to roll d6, but I'm gonna do 6 up feel no pain, kind of. I'm gonna call it feel no pain. I roll a 1, so they are definitely getting a wound. My lord has 1 large blast, so I'm gonna be rolling a d6, and it is in here. His saves are 5 up. No rerolls anywhere here. Saved!
Nice to see.
Oh yeah! All right. The other unit of immortals have a large and a small save. Their the save is 6 up. So let's see. Oh, 1 is saved, 1 is not. So I'm gonna get 1 wound. That will be the unit. However, my Necrons have a special ability, kind of like a reanimation protocol called Living Metal, that I will do it at the beginning of my next turn. So you watch, guys, they might heal themselves pretty well. So my 1 unit of immortals got wiped out, and another unit of Tomb Blades got wiped out.
For me, the Hive Tyrant only had 2 wounds, so he gets removed. And then my unit of 15 Gene Stealers, Miss Eve, they only have 3 wounds.
Nice. So right now we finished our savings throws and removed all of the damaged units, but now it's a leadership time. So regardless of their leadership positions, depending on how many blasts they get, we gotta add it to our d6 rolls, and if it surpasses our leadership, that unit will take another wound. So I'm gonna start with my Overlord. He got 2 blasts that he both saved. However, his leadership is 8, so even if I roll a 6 and a 2, it will be still not greater than 8. So I don't have to roll for him. Luckily, this I'm gonna scare even to begin with here. I'm gonna go with my Tomb Blades. My Tomb Blades have leadership of 8 as well, and they have 2 blasts in them, so they won't be able to fail that leadership too. However, my Seraptek has leadership of 8, so it has 5 big blasts in them, so I will need to roll the 6 and add that, and hopefully it will be less than 8. All right, it got 9, so it takes 1 more
One more wound.
Cool. All right, well, roll for morale, Brian. We'll see this one.
Because we are Tyranids, we don't have to make morale chests. Because I have a Synaptic unit here, they automatically make their morale checks. He has a leadership of 8 with 2 blast markers on him. It would be, I need to roll an 8 or get +2 on it, and with 6 + 2 is 8. It would equal it. I cannot go over the leadership, so I don't have to worry about that one.
What a first round! That Seraptek got riddled with blast markers, but is still standing. However, several units were not so lucky. The Tyranids carrying over Synapse help to keep them on the board.
Alright, D6. Alright, initiative, I got 4.
I got 3.
Alright, at the beginning of my turn, I'm gonna do my reanimation protocol, which is living metal. So basically, I'm gonna roll a dice for each damage for each unit. I'm gonna start with Seraptek, obviously, because he's an important guy. I'm the one who died. So it has 5 damage. I'm gonna roll 5 dice. On 5 up, those wounds are gone. Just 1. 1 wound left. And then another one for my Tomb Blades. Boom! Back to full health, baby.
So I'm going to be using Endless Swarm during the reinforcements. I got to roll 2d12 and get over the power rating for the unit I decide I want to try to bring back. All right, selecting the Gene Stealers here for Endless Swarm. And I got a 20, so they do get to come back in because I had to get greater than a 13.
For round 2 command assets, Ryan generated Catalyst, which sadly can't be used due to the death of his Psyker last turn, and Insidious Threat, which allows him to reroll a wound roll, which could come in handy. Eve's round 2 assets generated are Minefield, which allows her to punish Ryan for choosing to assault with his units, Solar Fury, which allows a Mefrit commander to add 1 to wound rolls if firing at half range, and Behind Enemy Lines, which can make an out-of-command unit not out of command.
Flipping, I'm gonna move and attack. It's gonna just shoot, and this one's gonna move and attack.
It is just shooting. This unit here can move and shoot or attack. And this one has an assault.
I'm going to activate my Titanic detachment first. I'm gonna give them Solar Fury. I'm gonna start with the Ion Arc. I'm gonna shoot the big shot into your Titan, and it also has like a 3-inch pistol kind of thingy that's gonna target this Trident. Exactly.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, so go Spyden. All right, the cannon first, the Annihilator. Beam. All right, 2 shoot. I roll d6, right?
Yep.
All right, 2 up. Boom, shoots. And to wound against you will be 3, but I get +1. So, because it will double range, so it'll be 2 up. Shoot you. Boom. Destroyer, so it's big blast for your Titan. And then the Tesla Arc, 3-inch range, was gonna shoot your Trident. Shooting on 2s. Oh, I got the 1. Then the Seraptek is gonna shoot as well. It is at half range, but again, it does get +1 to shoot, so it's gonna cancel each other out. All right, it's gonna shoot into the big gun, into your Bio-Titan. Other gun is gonna go into this guy.
Okay.
No, this guy with the stomp, with the tongue hanging out, the Trident. Big gun first, hitting on 3s, both hit. And I get +1 to wound because it is within double range. So 3 ups for your Titan, Bio-Titan. Boom. 2 large blasts. And then the other one are aiming at your Trigon with the large tongue. Hitting on 3s. 1 hit. Wounding on 8, but again +1, so it'll be 7. Ooh, roll a 1. And now I'm gonna use my Tesseract Bolt. It's gonna use the Powers of Catan. It's gonna use its attack against your Trigon with the large thumb, your Synaptic Trigon. Hitting on 2s because it gets +1 to hit. Both hit and then does not get +1 to wound because it's not within half range. So I'll be wounding you on 5 ups. Oh goodness! Bad luck. The Tesla Sphere is gonna go at him as well. It's gonna be 2 shots hitting on 2s. Both hit. And hurting on, again, normally 8, but it's gonna be 8 as well. It's on double range. 1 large blast because it's 2 small blasts basically. That is it for that detachment. So you can activate yours now. Before you move that, I'm gonna give them the Minefield. So each time they move, I'm gonna roll a d6 to see if they get a blast on them.
All right.
All right, did you move that?
Yep, those 3 are gonna be moving.
All right. Nope.
Okay, and this unit,
Perfect. No.
and this unit.
Yes!
Takes 1 blast marker.
Yes.
Small.
Just 1, yeah.
They're gonna go into their hand-to-hand combat over there. The Trigon that is been wounded and is below his half, so he is at -1 just to hit rolls. Okay. So he's going to get 3 attacks going into the blue unit of Tomb Blades. And he normally is a 3-up, but he's -1 to hit, so he needs 4-ups. 1 hit. 5 up on the Massive Sighting Talons. And 1 small blast marker. The other Trigon is going to make 3 attacks into the blue Tomb Blades as well. These are just going to be straight 3-ups. 3 6s, all hit, and 5 ups. And that's going to be 2, basically 2 large blast markers taking off the small. Trigon Prime into the unit of Destroyers. Gets 3 attacks, needs 3 ups. 2 hits, and needs 5 ups. And only 1. That is it for those.
Sweet. I'm going to activate my infantry unit. I'm going to move them and shoot them. I'm going to move them up to 5. So basically, I'm going to jump back up where they were. Boom, boom. 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 Yeah. Boom. Boom. All right. Catan is going to move 10, and then the Lord moves 5. So I'm going to activate them. They are rapid fire, so they're going to shoot into your Dream Stealers, of course.
Okay.
So they have 2 attacks each, but because it's rapid fire, only 4. The Overlord does give him ability to reroll once for the attack.
The first unit.
Okay, so 3 up to shoot typically. So 3 hits and 2 wound. I wound Ghost Blasters on 6 up. 2 blasts, so 1 large blast for them. Overlord only have a melee weapon, but the Catan has powers that he can use. It is 2 attacks, hitting on 2s. Rerolling, no, he doesn't reroll once because it needs to be a light dynasty. Alright, so 1 attack, hurting you on 5s. Yes, okay, perfect. Just regular small blast.
Small, okay.
That is it for this detachment.
All right. I'm going to activate this detachment as well because they were given the assault. They can move, double move up to 18 inches. So they can get all the way up to there. So they are going to move and surround your guys. All right, so the unit Gene Stealers are all going to attack your Overlord.
Okay.
They get double their attacks for melee, so they get 8 attacks at him.
Double?
Yep, hitting on 3 ups. 5 hits, and they wound on a 6 up. 3 wounds, so 1 large, 1 small. Alrighty, and that is that detachment. So
Right, I have 1 last detachment. It's going to be the fast detachment. So I'm about to activate my fast attack detachment. I'm going to move them out of the close combat. They are allowed to move and shoot. Let's see, it's 5. These guys are 14. So they are going to do some attacks as well. Heavy destroyers are going to fire at the tongue guy.
Okay.
And regular destroyers are going to fire at him.
Okay.
And this 2 guys are going to fire at him.
Okay.
So heavy destroyers shooting, hitting on 3s, rerolling once. Both hit, and they wound on 5 ups. Both wound. So 1 large blast on the tongue guy, and then regular destroyers shooting on 3s, rolling once. Both shoot. Those are shooting at the wounded guy.
Yep.
Yeah. And then again, for them it will be 7 ups. 1 blast, which is going to be 1 large blast. I think he already has 1. And then Tomb Blades shooting the unwounded Trigon. There's 6 of them, so you're going to have 2 attacks, but they are within rapid fire, so they're going to be 4 attacks. They are hitting on 3s. No rerolls there. All right, 3 hits, and they are wounding on 8. 2 blasts, which is 1 large, basically.
All right, so I still have one unit left. The Hierophant Bio-Titan is going to try to finish off the Seraptek with its dire bio cannons. So it's going to take 6 shots at that, and it hits on 3 ups. 5 hits. These are on 4 ups. 3 large blast markers.
Large blast. Ugh. Cool. All right. So we're gonna move into the saving throws right now. I have my lord who took 1 large blast and 1 small blast. So he rolls 1 once for his saving throws. Right. Ah, dang it. All right. They actually both went through his saves is 5. So those both give me 2 damage. So I'm gonna just remove him, I suppose. Destroyer is gonna roll. They have like one small
yes.
blast on them, so their saves are 5 up. And Cryptek gives them reroll once as well. Okay, they saved.
Okay.
Great. I'm gonna keep it nearby for. Actually, I'm gonna discard it because they won't be able to fail their leadership because it's 8/8. 2 blades. They have 2 blasts, so they are. Their saves are 7 ups. So they're gonna go ahead and use Cryptek's ability on a 6 up. They'll be able to. Nope. So my 2 blades got 2 wounds. I couldn't pass the save on them, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove this whole squad. And the last person to save for is my spider. This Seraptek spider. Has 3 wounds on him. And the save is 5 up. But he is within Cryptek's range. Need 3 5-ups to begin with. This one as well. No. Alright, so it only gets 1 more wound. Alright, make some saves. Just so you know, my Catan is going to affect your leadership. It's going to subtract 1 from your leadership. So whatever you are on leadership, is going to be 1 less for you.
So they have their saves first. There's 1 large and 1 small. So the large marker I cannot save, but the small I can on a 9 up. Nope. So that'll be 2 wounds, leaving 1 on the unit left over for that. So they have 3. All right. We'll go to the Hierophant over there. Has 3 large on him. He is 3 ups.
3 up saves. God.
And I make all 3.
Oh my God.
So this one right here, that Trigon Prime has 2 large, and his are 6 ups. And he fails both. And then that one there has 1 large. For the normal Trigon, he has a 6 up as well. Does not make it, so he will end up dying. And then the last one there has 1 large blast marker on it and 6 up. Does not make it, so he gets 1 wound. And that is all of those. So we have morale checks.
Morale now. All right, I'm gonna roll for the spider. Its leadership is 8. I got 3 blasts on them, so. Yeah.
Yes, that'll be 6.
It's +1. He is done, unfortunately. I'm gonna nominate my Tesseract Vault to be the Warlord, because I can. It doesn't say I can. So.
All right.
That's it for me for the leadership. Now
So
you're gonna make
leadership
yours.
over here. So they normally have a leadership of 7, but in this case they're going to be a 6 because they're -1 from the Catan, and they have 2 blast markers on them. Come on, low. And there's the 1. Perfect. Since these guys are within synapse here, they do not have to make their morale checks for this, but over here I do. So he has 3 markers on the Hierophant, and he has a leadership of 8. 3 + 3 is 6, so nothing. And then we remove our blast markers and command markers.
Okay, cool.
For scoring, Ryan scored 1 point for killing more units than Eve, making the score 1-0 to Ryan. The Gene Stealers coming back definitely allowed Ryan to put pressure on Eve's infantry. However, Eve managed to punish the other side of the board by seriously injuring the Trigons.
Perfect. All right. So roll for initiative for this turn. I got 4.
And I got a 1.
Perfect. All right. I'll go first. Let's see. I'm gonna place the markers.
And generate command
Yep.
assets.
So.
So I get 1, I think you get 2 because you have an Overlord and your normal 1.
For round 3, Ryan generated Insane Bravery, which allows a unit to automatically pass a morale test. Eve's round 3 command assets generated are Laser Burn, which allows her to damage anything in a 12-inch straight line, and Vortex Grenade, which allows Eve to put some more blast markers on an enemy close to a light commander.
Right, now we're gonna activate them.
Yep. Yes,
Sweet.
ma'am.
Right, let's flip them off. Oh, ow. Wait, I don't know. Whatever.
Flip them off.
Flipping them all. I'm gonna go first. I'm going to activate this unit. Heavies are gonna hit him,
Yep.
and regular destroyers are gonna hit him.
Okay.
They get +1 to hit. So heavy destroyers is firing at the tongue guy. Hurling on 2 ups, rolling once. Oh, look at that one. Can we roll that? Perfect. Both hit. Wounding on 5 ups. 1 wound. Regular blast. The other Trigon that is next to Pylon, hitting on 3s, rolling once, rerolling once, perfect, and hurrying him on 7s. Oh, that is it for that detachment.
My detachment, I'm going to activate my Hierophant. He is going to be moving forward 12 inches, and then he is going to shoot. He is going to start off with the Bioplasma Torrent in the unit of destroyers there. It is a Flamer Inferno, so it auto hits. Gets 5 attacks, wounding on 7 up. 3 wounds. So 1 large blast and 1 small. At the Tezzeret Vault, we are going to do the 2 Dire Biocannons. So 6 shots, hitting on a 3 up. And they all hit, and they are wounding on a 4 up. 5 large blast markers.
5 large.
And that is it for the Hierophant Biotitan.
I'm going to activate my Titanic guys, and they're gonna both shoot your Biotitan.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with the Pylon. 1 attack hitting on 2 ups. Oh, I got 1. God. He has another attack that he's gonna aim at the Trigon within 3 inches. It's actually 3 attacks.
Yeah, that crazy pistol
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Shooting on 2s. Alright. And hurrying him on 9s. No, nothing either. Alright, and then Tesseract Vault is going to attack your lady. It's going to use Catan powers on it, and then Tesla Spheres. So 2 Catan powers hitting on 3s. Okay, 1. And hurrying on 5s. Nothing. Great! And then Tesla's hurrying on 3s. Hitting on 3s, yep. And wounding on 8. Nothing!
We are going to activate the unit of Gene Stealers, and they are going to move all around and hug up the Catan. And because they are half their wound total, they're going to be -1 to hits. 8 attacks, normally hitting on a 3 up, but they're -1, so they are 4 ups. 2 hits, and they are going to wound on a 6 up.
He's a tank.
He's a tank, so 8 ups, so 1. 1 small blast marker.
1 small, okay.
Yes, ma'am. And that's that unit, or detachment.
Perfect, okay. Cool, alright, so I'm gonna activate this last unit, and I'm gonna move them up. They're gonna get double movements to this turn, so they're gonna return the huggings to you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna activate the Catan of Deceiver first. He's in great health. Yep, he's going to use his fists to attack you.
Okay.
2
Punch it out.
attacks.
Come on.
Hitting on 2s, both hit, and then wounding on 6s.
Come on, 1s.
Nothing, great. Immortals, they're gonna attack together, because why not? 1 attack each, hitting on 3s, both hit, wounding on 7s. Nothing, sweet, that is all for me.
Okay, so I'm going to activate my last unit over here, and he is just going to turn and attack.
Perfect. When you do that,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna activate my command asset.
Okay.
It tells me to draw a straight line of 12 inches. It's gonna be right here. And whatever hits that line gets wounds. I'm gonna roll d12. On a 7 up, I'm gonna get a blast marker. So we're going to start with
So it's just a straight line. It's not a straight line from the commander.
nope,
Okay.
any straight line for 12 inches.
Perfect.
So we're going to
That's
do
brutal.
the Bio-Titan first. Gets it. Gets a blast marker. Then the Trigon that is in the middle gets it as well.
Okay.
And another one with a Trigon with a tongue doesn't get it.
Okay. Trigon Prime is attacking your Cryptek over there. So 2 attacks, and they're going to be 4-ups. And both miss.
Okay.
Okay. The other one over there is going to attack. He is not halved. This is going into the unit of destroyers. So he's going to get 3 attacks, hitting on 3-ups. And 1 hits, and wounding on a 7-up. Does not wound.
Okay. Let's go to the move saving phase.
Okay.
My Catan has saving throw of 6 up. Yuck.
On a D12, right?
On a D12.
Yeah.
Always though, on a D12. Failed. So he's gonna get 1 wound. I'm gonna remove the blast because his leadership is 8 regardless, so he won't be able to fail it. The destroyers I'm gonna use to the ground a command asset, basically saying whatever I roll, I'm gonna, it's for the infantry, which destroyers are, and whatever number I roll on my save, I'm gonna double that number for
Okay.
the save. So their save is 5 up. They do get rerolls once for their saving throws.
Okay. Reroll 1s and 1 large, 1 small.
1 large, 1 small, yes, perfect.
Okay.
And double the amount I rolled.
And both are good.
Yeah, so they are half passed. This is the last one. It's going to be Tesseract Vault. I'm going to be rolling 5 D6s, and I need 5s. Come on, don't die. All right, 2 saved, 3 there, 3 wounds.
So for mine, there was no wounds on the Gene Stealers, so they don't have to make any saves. There's 1 small on the Hierophant, so he's a 3-up on a D12.
Dang it.
Makes the save.
Yeah, no wonder.
I'm going to remove that because he'll make his
Yeah.
leadership as well. And then we have small on both of those, so they're both 6-ups. We'll do the Trigon Prime first, and he will miss on his, so he will take another wound, which will kill him. And then we'll check the other one here real quick. 6-up, and he fails as well, so he will get another wound on him. And that's it for that. So we have morales.
Perfect. Destroyers cannot fail their morals, but this guy can. So I'm gonna. The morale is 8, and I got 5 blasters. Passed. I got 2. So.
Okay, that Trigon does have to make a check. He is a leadership of 5, and he had 1 marker on him. And 4 + 1 is 5.
Cool.
So he's good.
Sweet.
And that is it for the leaderships.
Nice.
Eve killed more units than Ryan this turn for 1 point, making the score 1-1. With the Seraptek gone, Ryan turned his attention to the Tesseract Vault. Although using laser burn effectively, Eve had a series of bad rolls which hurt her effectiveness.
Alright, turn 3. At the beginning of my turn, I'm gonna do my living metal. I'm gonna roll 4 Catan first. That's 1 wound my dice, 1 wound marker, and I get to remove it. And then I'm gonna roll it on the Tesseract Vault. On 5-up, I get to remove those. I get to remove 1, which is great because it's back to not being critical.
Critical,
damaged.
yeah.
Now roll for initiative.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Let's do it. I got 5.
2.
Sweet. All right, let's place the markers.
All right, ready to flip them over?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna,
All right.
so I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna activate my fast attack unit,
Okay.
and they're gonna pretty much move back where they were. Good luck charging that now. Ouch. Jackpot to them. Heavy's gonna shoot into Titan, and the regular destroyer's gonna shoot into regular Trigon. They get minus. They roll 1 to hit. So Heavy's first hit, and wounds on 5-ups.
Okay.
1 wound. Regular, yeah. Other destroyers are shooting at Triton, rolling once. 1 hit and needs 7s. No, nothing. Ugh.
So I'm going to activate my Titan. Can get around, yes. So he is going to first shoot the 2 dire cannons into the Tezzeret arc. So 6 shots, hitting on a 3-up. Oof. 2 hits, wounding on 4-ups. And that is going to be 2 large blast markers. And then we're going to do the flamer into the unit of destroyers.
The flamer too? Oh.
Yep. Gets 5 hits, they're auto hits, and they wound on a 7-up. 2 small, so 1 large blast marker.
Okay.
And then it is going to use its Lash Whip pods. So I get 18 attacks versus these, hitting on a 3-up. Here's the first 9. 6 hits, the next 9. 13 hits, and that is P, so 6 ups, and then we'll plus 1 more. So 3 large, 1 small.
Is it all destroyers or the
All the destroyers, and that is the Hierophant.
I'm going to activate my Titanic unit. I'm going to use my pylon and shoot the crap out of that nasty bag. Alright, he gets to 1 attack, hitting on 2s, hits, hurrying on 3s, hurt, destroyer, so a large blast.
Large blast.
And then also going to zap that thing too, since you're within 3 inches too. So I'm going to all hits, and then wounding you on 9s for this one. So 1 small blast. And then Tesseract is going to do the same to you. I mean, all into you. So the Tesseract Vault is going to be hitting on 2s.
Yep, that's plus 1.
Yeah, plus 1. It's not for roll 1s, unfortunately. So that 1 hits, hurrying on 5s. 1 Destroyer Blaster. And I'm going to Zebra shoot into him as well. Hitting on 2s. Was hit. Wounding on 8. 1 blast, 1 large blast.
My next unit, I'm going to do the Gene Stealers on the Immortals, so they are half their attacks, so 4 attacks hitting on 4-ups. So that's 2 hits, and they need 6s, and only 1 small.
So I'm going to activate the same detachment there as well.
Okay.
I'm going to use Katan first. It'll be 2 attacks hitting on 2s. It does not reroll once. Great. And then hurrying you on 6s. No, nothing. Ugh. Alright, and then Immortals gonna have 2 attacks hitting on 3s. Hurrying on 7. Yes, okay. 1 small blast. There.
So my turn, we have the Trigon. He is going to turn and go after your Cryptek. He is critical, so he was at half attacks, rounded up. So we're normally at 3 attacks, so he gets only 2. And then he is a -1 to hit, so he is 4-ups. 1 hit, wounding on a 5. 1 wound,
Nice.
1 small.
1 small. Some saves.
We have some saves. I'll go ahead and start off with the Gene Stealers just because
Sure.
that wound will wipe them if they don't make it. So their save is a 9 up on a D12. They make it.
Ugh, so annoying. Goodness. Alright, my destroyers, I'm gonna, Immortals, I'm gonna make a save. It is 6 up. It's a small blast, so hopefully
Yep.
you make it. Okay.
Easily.
They can fail the leadership at this point.
And
For them as well. And
mine cannot either.
I'm gonna roll saves for the Tesseract. It's 2
Actually, I
large
can.
blasts, need D6, need 5s. Ooh, did not get 5s. However, they are within range of the, yep, definitely, of the Cryptek. So if you get 2 6s, I'll pass. Okay, get 1 6, so I do ignore 1 wound, but I do get the other one. Tech gets 7 up saves and roll once. Ooh, he fails. And he has only 1 wound remaining. So I'm gonna roll for destroyers. I got 4 D6 and 1 D12 to roll. Alright, destroyers, come on. Save is 5 up. Should have used this one. Nope, not safe. So if I roll any 6s, they will save me too. No 6s. Alright, 4 damage, and that is the unit.
4 large over there, so I have 4d6 saves at 3 up. And I failed 1. So he gets 1 more wound. We do have leadership. Catan is still there, so they're -1.
That's correct.
Their leadership is normally 7, so that brings them down to a 6. They have a wound here, so that puts them at a 5. So on a 6, they get wiped. And they do not.
I am rolling for my Tesseract. I can fail. I only have 2 blasts, so he doesn't get to roll for that. Cool.
Okay, and then I have my Hierophant over there. He has a leadership of 8. There's 4 markers on him. 2, puts him at a 6. So he is good.
Ryan killed more units this round, netting him 1 point. The score is 2-1 to Ryan. In round 4, the Hierophant charged up the field, smashing the destroyers, also using his remaining Trigon to kill the Cryptek.
Let's see who gets initiative.
All right.
Let's move that. Alright, I got 5.
4.
Yay! Alright, in my turn 5, I'm going to use my Living Metal on the Tesseract Vault.
Okay.
So I need 5 to remove damage. Yay! Remove 2 tokens of damage. And we are going to distribute the tokens, right?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, cool. I'm just going to flip them over in here. Cool.
We know what this unit does.
Yeah, it's like
It has nothing else it can do.
I can't really leave the combat and not shoot, so whatever. I am going to activate my Titanic unit and fire everything at, I don't even know if I should kill that thing, it's unkillable, I swear to God. So I'm going to activate the pylon and shoot everything at your Titan.
At the Biotitan?
Hitting on 2s, hits. Hurrying on 3s, doesn't hurt. And then I have a little like pistol kind of like Tesla arced, so hurrying on 2s as well, all hurts. And hitting on 9th. All right, look at that.
Nice.
2, so one blast.
One large blast marker.
This Bolt is going to use his Catan powers on the Trigon and the Tesla on the Titan, by Titan.
Okay.
Hitting on 2s because it didn't move. Hitting on 2s for the Trigon first, both hit. Hurrying on 5s. Both hurt, so 2 destroyer blasts, 2 large blasts. And then Tesla firing at the Titan, hitting on 2s, both hit. Hurrying on 8. 1 regular small blast.
Okay. I'm just going to start off with the big one. The Hierophant Biotitan is going to fire the 2 dire biocannons into the Tesseract. So 6 shots, hitting on 3s. 3 hits, and that is going to be wounding on a 4-up. Oh, only 1, so 1 blast marker, large blast marker. 1 large. And then he is going to do his bioplasma into the pylon.
Okay.
So 5 hits, wounding on 9s. And that'll be 1 small. And then he gets he's going to use his gargantuan scything talons to attack in the melee. So this he'll get 6 attacks, hitting on 3-ups. 5 hits, and those are wounding on 4-ups. Be 1, 2, 3, so 3 large blast markers. That is it for the Hierophant.
I'm going to move into my infantry attachments, and I'm going to activate Vortex Grenade. So I need to roll 3 d12s, and for your unit, and for each result of 6 up, you're going to take a blaster marker. Alright, so 6 ups. Alright, so 1 large blaster marker. Catan is going to use his fists to punch you, hitting on 2s, both hit. Hurrying on 6s. Both hurts. Just 1 big blast. And Immortals are hitting on 3s. 1 hurts, and putting you on 7.
Yep.
Boom, 1 small blast.
Gene Stealers will attack back. We're going to put it all onto the Catan, try to get rid of another unit. So there's the 4 attacks, and they're normally 3, but it's a 4-up. And that's 3 hits. And they need 6 ups. 1. Small.
Small, okay.
Yeah. And then I still have a Trigon. Do you have any other?
I'm all done, yeah. I
Okay.
have two units.
Trigon will be within range. Trigon is going to try to attack the Tesseract Guard. He is normally 3 attacks. He is halved. Rounding up gives him 2 attacks. Hitting on normally 3 ups, so it's a 4-up. And 1 hit.
All right.
And he still needs a 7-up to do a wound. Nothing. Use the Insidious Threat to re-roll a wound roll.
All right.
No.
Let's roll for saves. I'm going to start with Catan. He gets saved, 6 up saves. Booyah, saved. And he cannot fail this leadership, because you only have 1, the last. And next will be the Tesseract Bolt. You need 5 up. Nope. He takes a wound. Again, can't really save the leadership, can fail because only 1 blast. And next one will be the
Pylon.
Pylon. And it's 3 large.
And 1 small. 5 ups, I believe.
Yeah, 5 ups. So let's see if he gives himself boosted. He does this. 2 saved, 2 goes through.
All right, we have the Gene Stealers over here. They are not going to make it because there's 2 large, and they need 9 ups for the saves. So that will kill that unit. And then we have the Trigon, has 2 large blasts, needs 6 ups, and fails, so he will die. And then we have the big guy, he has 1 large and 1 small, and 3 up. And missed on this, so I make 1 save, missed 1.
All right, I need to roll my leadership for the Tesseract attack. If leadership is 8, and 4 wounds. All right, I pass my leadership.
So the last one, the only thing I have as leadership is on the Hierophant. They're dead.
They did.
They died.
Yeah.
So the Hierophant, so he is a -2, but he is a leadership 8, so he cannot fail. So he is good.
In the final round, Eve killed more units, tying up the score at 2-2. But because Ryan had the initiative on the first turn, Eve wins the tie.
So I win in your face. Good game.
Okay, wow, that was a crazy battle. I really do like the Apocalypse rules. Some great things happened once I decided to actually move my Hierophant into hand-to-hand combat and start just really trouncing stuff. He really showed his power against the Necrons. Unfortunately, I didn't start attacking with him early and moving him up. That's something I should have done and done better. The Hive Tyrant, I probably should have left him back and not been aggressive or bringing the Hive Tyrant up right off the back so that I could use some of my command assets and generate extra command assets. That really kind of set me behind to what Eve was generating with all of her commanders. But overall, it was a wonderful game, and man, I look forward to the next time I get to play Eve, because next time she's going down.
So interesting game, plays obviously very differently from regular 40K. That Bio Titan is just as gnarly as it is in 40K. Goodness, those 3 up saves and 8 wounds, just impossible to penetrate. I should have given up on winning it much earlier in the game, just ignore it. Just because again, when you fight a big knight or a titan like this that you can't possibly get through, it sometimes pays off to just like ignore it entirely and focus on everything else on the board to begin with. So that was a kind of a mistake I should have done. I should have fixed earlier in the game. For specifically a game like this, I shouldn't have brought so many units for Ryan to just swipe through. So next time I would compile them in a bigger units and have larger qualities with smaller quantities of units, basically. But it's an interesting game. It plays differently. Again, just needs to get used to it a little more with the rules and dynamics. But overall, yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it another shot to, kick Ryan's butt again if he likes doing that.
Wow, what a game! Eve and Ryan were consistently gaining points on each other, keeping it neck and neck all the way through. With the raw power of Ryan's Hierophant, it looked like he would absolutely be able to crush Eve and win the day. But Eve tied up the score on the final turn and wins all draws because she went second on the first turn. Well done, Eve.
Next week on Knights at the Game Table, Chaos Knights versus Harlequins.